Tiffany, what are you doing? Tiffany, no drawing on the chair, huh? Huh? Hey, no drawing on the chair, huh? Very dirty already, huh? Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you my new office chair that just came in. The name of this chair is Ergotune Supreme. So this new chair is going to replace the old chair, which is starting to look more and more disgusting. Before I throw this out, I want to tell you guys some things you should take note of before you buy a computer or office chair, so that you can learn from my mistake. So this is a very typical gaming style chair with a high back. It has a head rest, but not a neck rest. This thick leather texture is actually quite comfortable to touch and to sit on, but it's not durable, so it will peel off eventually. This chair is just 2 years old, and it uses some sort of cushion, foam cushion. Here in Singapore, the weather is very hot and humid, so after sitting on this chair for a while, it gets warm very quickly. And there is no way for me to adjust the back, because this part here is fixed onto the bottom, so it's a fixed chair, just that it has cushion applied onto it. I cannot remember how much I paid for this chair, but it's not too expensive. Anyway, I only got 2.5 years of use out of this. Actually, it started peeling off like months ago, leaving all these black flaky things on the floor every single day. So I decided maybe I should spend a bit more money to buy a chair that has better quality, one that's actually durable, one that is not going to wear down so quickly that I have to throw it out after just 2 years. So I looked at Herman Miller, Steelcase, and even the Capisco. Those chairs are very expensive. So I held out on my purchase for the longest time until Ergotune, a company based here in Singapore, they actually contacted me and asked if I wanted to review their chair. So it's actually through sheer luck that I have a new chair. So I'm going to use this chair for 2 to 3 weeks before I present to you my findings, and you can decide whether or not this is worth the money. It's now 3 weeks later, and you guys saw what happened to this chair right at the start of the video. So this review is as real world as it can get. I still like this color, but on hindsight, maybe I should have gotten the black colored one, which is definitely going to be easier to maintain and to clean. These are the items included with the chair. These two booklets talk about the same thing. Now the chair doesn't come assembled, so they have provided screws and this T-shaped Allen key so that you can fix or assemble the chair yourself. The two guys that delivered the chair took about 10 minutes to assemble this, and because there is no installation guide provided, you would have to watch the assembly video that's available on Ergotune's website. If you're going to do it yourself, I guess it would take maybe half an hour, or you can choose to pay the company to assemble this for you. This is how my chair looks now. Let's take a look at the crayon marks on the mesh seat. So these are incredibly difficult to clean. This is water-soluble marker, and I'm not sure what this is. Anyway, Ergotune, they sell two chairs, the Ergotune Supreme and the Ergotune Classic. The Ergotune Supreme is the one that comes with the head or neck rest. The Classic doesn't have that, and there are some minor differences. This, of course, is going to be a bit more expensive, but I do appreciate the headrest. Anyway, both chairs, they are ergonomic chairs, which means they are going to be pretty comfortable. At least for this one, it's really comfortable. The two main selling points for this chair are it's very adjustable. Almost every part of the chair can be adjusted. And the second selling point is this arch here. This arch provides surprisingly good support for my lower back. Alright, let me talk about the adjustability from the top to the bottom. The headrest can be adjusted while you are seated down, so you can have this go forwards, go backwards, you can go up and down. You can also rotate this. The only downside here is the rotation cannot be locked, So it would be great if this can be locked, because I prefer this to be stationary after adjusting it. Usually when I'm working, I don't use the headrest, so when I'm typing like this, my head doesn't touch the headrest. It's usually when I want to sit back and relax or take a short nap that I will use the headrest. So if you are thinking of buying this for your office, I don't think there is a need for the headrest, because you don't want people to see you sleeping in the office unless it's your home office. But I do appreciate the headrest because it's quite comfortable. And it's very easy to do all the adjustments here. The back is quite comfortable as well. I really like how firm this is. And finishing on the edges, it's quite nice, although on 2 occasions, when I ran my finger on the edges, I could feel a nylon thread sticking out, so I have to use my scissors to cut that away. I'm not exactly sure what this mesh is made of. It's probably some sort of fabric and nylon or some similar material. Anyway, after trimming away that pointy thing, now it's really nice. The whole back can be lifted, so to lift it, you just have to pull it up. You can adjust this while you're seated down, of course. You just have to adjust this to the point where this lower arch here, it will push against your lower back. So this arc here, this is very pronounced, and this mesh here, it's very firm. When I sit back like this, I can really feel it pushing my lower back. And it's, as mentioned so many times, very comfortable. The material here is some sort of hard plastic. It has a matte texture surface to it, which is nice to touch. Actually, most of the chair is made of this hard plastic here as well, but there are some metal parts beneath, of course. What is this? Anyway, let's take a look at the bottom of the chair. So there is a ledge on the right side where you can use to adjust the height of the seat. So for the highest position, both my feet are actually off the ground right now. I usually have this right at the lowest position where my feet is horizontal. I'm 1.78 meters tall, by the way. And let me show you what I can do with the knob on the left side. So now I have the back locked into position. You can have it locked or you can have it be flexible. So to unlock it, you just have to twist and then move the chair, the angle into whatever position you want, and then lock it again. So this is the lowest position, and this is the position that I use when I am taking a nap. I realized that when I take a nap on this chair, I usually nap for like 30 minutes and then I wake up automatically. I'm not sure why it's half an hour, but that's just the way it is. And it's good because I don't want to sleep like too long. Whenever I take a nap, I have to find some way to prop up my feet so that it's more comfortable for me to lay down all the way back. Because this chair, it doesn't have any leg rest. So this is the upright position. This is good if you are like very serious about working. Okay, so let me unlock this. And this is the flexible position. And you can adjust the tension of this as well using the right knob, the knob on the right side. So let me just tilt this. There are 3 degrees of tension. So the earlier one, that's the most flexible. And now it's very resistive, very firm, a bit more firm. And now it's very firm. So if I were to sit down like this and lie back, it's going to move very slightly. Whereas if this is really flexible, if I were to sit down and, whoa, it just goes to the back. Anyway, I usually have this tilted at a slight angle and I will lock it into place. So once you get the hang of using the knobs to adjust your chair, it's going to be very intuitive. It's very easy to adjust the angle. So this is the latch that I used to adjust the height earlier. There is also another latch on the other side, the left side. So with this, you just have to unlock it and you can move the seat to the front or back. Just move it to whatever position is comfortable for you. And when you release it, it will lock into place. Earlier, while I was adjusting the back, you could see this armrest moving. This is adjustable. So right now, the armrest is actually further away from me. I can have it closer to me. I can also change the angle here so that my whole arm can rest onto it rather than like this, which feels really weird. So you can change the armrest to have this part forward so that you can rest your wrist and your forearm, or you can have this turned back like this so that you can rest the back of your arm from your elbow to this part here. So this is very adjustable. What I realized is whenever I want to move my chair somewhere, I would, for some reason, grab it by the armrest and move it around, and this part will move. So perhaps I should move it by the back instead. The only locking mechanism for the armrest is for the height. So you can adjust the height using this button here. With my previous chair, I don't use the armrest at all. The armrest is always up vertically. And recently, I found out just how useful this can be. So for example, this is my current setup now. I have a huge TV behind, and this is my iPad. It's either my iPad or my monitor. So I have very limited table space. So if this armrest is very low, or if there is no armrest at all, when I'm using my mouse here, you can see my hand will be drooping down. It's not very comfortable. So with this armrest, I can position it high up, basically to the same level as my table or slightly lower. And I can push this armrest outside so that my arm is further away so that I can use my mouse comfortably. So now my arm is resting horizontally, and this is really comfortable compared to my previous chair. If I were to work like this, it's going to be very uncomfortable. So this really helps a lot, and this is only something that I discovered recently, because with my previous chair I did not have to use the armrest. And if you need to push your chair beneath the table, you can just adjust this and just slide it in. So yep, it's low enough for you to slide the armrest beneath the table. Let's move down from the armrest. So the seat, very firm. I like it, and you can see it's sort of slanted at an angle like this. So you have to push the seat forward or backwards until you can feel like your whole bottom it's resting comfortably. If you sit too far to the back, if you sit like right here, if you're heavy enough, this part here can actually touch this part. So it's best if you can sit like right in the center here, and you can see the empty space here. Now this part here, well, it's now quite dusty. I need to clean this later on. Anyway, all these parts here, they are exposed, so they will collect dust here as well, and here as well. All these parts will collect dust, but they are very easy to clean because it's basically open space. You see this thing here? This is it's a bit difficult for me to focus. So this is actually some sort of foam so that the chair can retain its edge here. So if you press down, you can feel the foam. So this is not the usual fabric tension that you get here. This is actually the foam propping it up. And here is the bottom. This is the metal base. I think this is the only metal part that is very exposed. And there are 5 legs here, and the wheels here, they are said to use the urethane, basically the same material that's used to make skateboard wheels. So this, they actually glide around quite nicely, and they don't make a lot of noise when you are moving them around. So as you can see, this chair, it's very adjustable, which is great because everybody has a different body shape, and when you are able to adjust the chair, you will be able to basically shape the chair to your body shape so that this chair will be comfortable specifically for you, for your body type. In Singapore, where humidity is very high, I think it makes more sense to get a mesh seat rather than those leather or cushion or the fake leather seats, because this can let air through, so it's not going to trap heat. And you can see this is almost translucent. You can see to the back of my door. So this does not trap heat, and I realized that I can actually sit on this chair without air conditioning, and I will not like sweat. So this is quite good for humid conditions. My concern with the mesh is, at least for this particular color, is how this color will change after years of use. So is this chair worth the money? At the time of this video, this Ergotune Supreme is priced at 599 Singapore dollars. The Ergotune Classic, the one without headrest, that is $399. So when I was researching for chairs to buy, I have already set aside a budget of $500 to $1,000. I figured I should probably spend a bit more this time around to get a chair that is more durable, one that can like really last. And the build quality here seems to be pretty solid. Anyway, Ergotune, they provide 8 to 12 years of warranty for the chair, not including wear and tear, of course. So for 599 Singapore dollars, I do feel like this is kind of worth the money, because with the other brands that I have researched, like Herman Miller, Capisco, and Steelcase, those chairs are like way more expensive, and I'm not sure if you're spending the extra hundreds of dollars, will that actually translate into the chair being significantly more comfortable? That's the reason why I spent so many months researching on chairs but did not end up buying any chair. I won't be able to compare the quality, the comfort level of this chair versus the other brands because I have not tested those other brands before, so I can't comment on that. But if you do want to get a feel on how this chair really feels for you, you can head down to Ergotune's showroom where they have chairs for you to test. So I think that would be the best way to test out a chair, because sometimes when you're watching a review video like this, you can't really sense the comfort level that you can expect. So over the past 3 weeks, I am really very satisfied with this chair. I mean, this is a significant upgrade compared to my previous chair. So yep, I am pretty satisfied with it. The only thing I would like to mention or emphasize is the color. So if you have little artists and graphic designers running around at home, it may be a better choice to get the black color chair. So overall, it's a very positive experience. The only downside is this headrest here. I wish this could be locked. As for the locking mechanism for the armrest, it's not a big deal if you cannot lock this. I don't really have a big issue with that. I just prefer to have a non-movable headrest here. So that would be the only downside I can think of. Alright, I hope this video is helpful. If you guys have any questions, do let me know in the comment section below. See you guys again. Bye.